It's day 2 aboard the Disney Dream.
And it's our day at sea.
Hey there, MamFam. Welcome back aboard the Disney Dream. It is our day at sea.
Today we are spending the day exploring, adventuring, eating and drinking our way around this gorgeous ship. I hear there's a crime to be solved. But first and foremost, brunch.
Yes.
As we're walking through the lobby this morning, the Royal Gathering's happening, which is a meet and greet with a bunch of the different princesses. You don't have to pay for this, but you do have to pre-register for it in the app. It's one of the most popular activities. Activities can be booked based on your Castaway Club level, but this is so popular and it's great because you just get a time and then you get to meet, looks like 4 princesses, Princess Tiana, Belle, Cinderella, and Mulan, all right in a row. Also, Rapunzel's up here with her own line. If you've got little ones or you want to meet the princesses, I highly recommend booking it. We did it aboard the Disney Wish, and it was really fun.
All right, we are at Palo for our brunch. Now, Palo is one of the signature restaurants here on the Disney Dream, and it is an additional charge. They offer brunch and dinner. It is Italian, and it is so very good, and I'm so very excited to come to brunch. Now, there is a dress code, so that means no swimsuits, no shorts, no t-shirts, so just dress up, wear a collared shirt, pants. It's worth it. An additional note, Palo is an adults-only experience, so 18 and up, and the brunch specifically is an all-you-care-to-enjoy situation for $50 a person.
And trust me, we're going to eat $50 worth of cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Palo's decor is themed to being in Venice, starting with this beautiful chandelier as you walk in. It's made of hand-blown Venetian glass, and it was designed to represent different kinds of pasta, including the cheese and tomato sauce. Around the restaurant, you'll also see different paintings and pictures of things like gondolas and the Venice skyline. It's very beautiful in here, especially overlooking the ocean. To begin your meal at Palo, you start with a complimentary beverage. It can be a plain glass of Prosecco or a Bellini. We both went for the glass of Prosecco, which is crisp and bubbly, and of course you can add on more alcohol or specialty beverages throughout your time. Also, of course, grabbed a cup of coffee and some water because it's a 3-drink girly lifestyle around here, and got started with the complimentary bread service. This bread basket has a variety of hand-baked Italian breads. My favorite is this focaccia with caramelized onions and gorgonzola cheese on top. Oh my goodness, it's to die for. And then they also recommend starting with the antipasti plates. There's actually 2 different ones. There's the meat and cheese one, which we went for. There is also a seafood one, which we've had in the past, but neither of us are big cold seafood lovers, so skipped that one. And starting your meal with a plate of a variety of Italian meats and cheeses, including this incredible truffle cheese. Literally my dream come true.
The menu itself is divided into a couple of different sections, starting with eggs, which include frittatas, omelets, as well as some eggs Benedict. They also have waffles and pancakes, which has waffles and pancakes, including buttermilk pancakes and strawberry waffles, soups, some of their stone oven pizzas. I know my favorite is not listed on the menu, but that's the grape and gorgonzola one, as well as a variety of entrees, which includes a selection of meats and pastas. Now, not listed on the menu are a variety of baked goods, including the almond croissant that our server insisted we try. And I'm incredibly happy we did. It was so light, delicate, buttery, a little sweet, and with the toasted almonds on top that really set it over the edge. This was one of the highlights of this meal. Now, in the past, we have gone for the waffles, which are a giant Mickey waffle, and I highly recommend those. In the interest of trying something new, we went for buttermilk pancakes, which are my personal favorite type of pancakes. These, in one word, were decadent. They were fluffy, thick, moist, and so deeply flavorful without being overly sweet. This is the best pancake that I have ever eaten, period, bar none. And if the pancake wasn't enough, on the side they had homemade whipped cream and orange zest on top. It was sublime.
Now, this is an incredibly filling meal, but you can order as much as you want. I want to take the time to also recommend the spinach and Mornay sauce eggs Benedict. It is like a creamy, cheesy version of eggs Benedict, no meat on it. It is one of my favorite dishes on the menu. But knowing we had a lot of eating to do this day, we went straight to pizza. Now, a fun thing about the pizzas, you can get them half and half. So if you're looking at 2 different ones, you can get them split on one pizza. We decided to mix it up from our normal order and went half of the traditional margarita and half of the goat cheese and sun-dried tomato. And y'all, I've been sleeping on this margarita pizza. It was so cheesy. It was like the cheesiest pizza I have ever had. It had so much of that ooey gooey melty mozzarella cheese on it, fresh tomatoes and basil, just a simple, perfect piece of pizza. Absolutely delicious.
And I sampled the goat cheese and sun-dried tomato pizza. Now, this was incredibly rich because of the sheer volume of goat cheese that was on this pizza. The sun-dried tomatoes added a little bit of earthiness and acidity to help counterbalance the richness of the goat cheese. It was decadent, in a word. And how do they get the pizza crust so good? Honestly, you can't go wrong with any of these pizzas on the menu. And if you go to Palo for any meal, pizza is a must.
Next up from the entree menu, we got the wild mushroom ravioli. This is made with a Meyer lemon sauce, nut brown butter, and toasted pine nuts on top, which you may know Alan is allergic to pine nuts, so we normally never order this, but our server and the team assured us they would be able to make it allergy friendly for Alan. So we dug in, and boy, oh boy, am I excited I finally got to try this. As a lover of mushrooms and cheese, these little handmade pastas were shoved full of that delicious earthy and umami flavor. Then you had the nice lighter lemon sauce on top and that savory brown butter. Oh my goodness, this was rich, it was decadent, it was perfection.
And speaking of perfection, you cannot go to Palo Brunch and not get the Parmesan crusted chicken breast topped with Sam Marzano tomato basil sauce and mozzarella cheese with creamy arborio rice risotto underneath. This dish is a delight. Very, very lightly breaded chicken that's incredibly crispy with a beautiful, lightly sweet tomato sauce on top and an absolute dream of a risotto below. I don't have the words to describe how delectable this dish is. Just get it. You have to. It's a requirement.
Hope you weren't full yet because the dessert menu has rolled out. Of course, you've got dessert cocktails and coffees if you'd like to enjoy. And then included, you've got the dessert menu, which includes things like a chocolate raspberry tart, a pecan sticky bun, warm amaretto chocolate fondant. We decided to go with the limoncello torte and the buttermilk panna cotta pot at the recommendation of our server. First up, the buttermilk panna cotta pot, which is topped with strawberry popping pearls and a pistachio crumble, and it's got this beautiful chocolate butterfly design on top. Now, I'm normally not a fan of popping pearls. I don't love the texture of them, but this was an incredibly delicious dessert. It was light without being too overly rich, a little refreshing because of that strawberry flavor. And when you got a bite with all of the layers, including that nice nutty pistachio crumble, it was a very delicious dessert that I probably wouldn't have chosen otherwise. Not my favorite dessert I've ever had at Palo, but if you like strawberry, if you like panna cotta, definitely worth a try.
And I tried the limoncello torte. This is a citrus cake with cream cheese, lemon curd, and a citrus salad. This is the best dessert for Palo Brunch, in my opinion. It is bright, citrusy, but still somehow incredibly light. This is a great, delicately sweet way to end a very filling meal.
Okay, well,
I'm so full.
yeah.
But full of happiness.
Yes, so very full of that. I think that is just perhaps one of the best brunches you can have.
I dare to say that's my favorite restaurant on planet Earth.
Bold.
I mean, you have a beautiful view of the ocean, you have wonderful service every time, champagne or Prosecco, cheese, pasta, pizza, like it's just the best. If you are an adult and you're on a Disney ship, because this is on all of them, go to brunch at Palo.
Absolutely. But with that, I need to put on some comfies and walk.
Yeah,
so shall we do
Spanx need to go away.
Yeah. So let's do a little quick change and then a walkabout on the dream.
Yeah. What's wrong, Alan?
Barefoot through the ship.
We are so backlit. But that's okay. We've joined the Midship Detective Agency and we are on the case to find the Muppets' stolen props.
One of the Muppets, could be any of these folks, stole all the props for the Muppet Show, and we have to solve the case. Could be anyone. I don't think it's Sam Eagle, though, but it could be. Now, the Midship Detective Agency is one of my favorite things aboard the Dream. I actually like it better than the game aboard the Wish. It is an interactive detective game. Last time we played the Case of the Missing Puppies, where you had to figure out which Disney villain did the crime. This time we're playing the Muppet version, obviously. And you're going to go all over the ship to these interactive portraits and use your key here to get clues and solve a crime.
Now, they are different difficulty levels, with the Muppets being the most difficult, so depending on your party, you can choose the appropriate difficulty level for you and your group.
And you can play them more than once because you never know who the villain and who the bad guy is going to be. What I also like about them is you don't have to play it all at once. You can kind of play it as you go, and as long as you keep this key, it will remember where you are in the game, so you can kind of pick it up as you'd like throughout your cruise.
But We're gonna go
We
solve some
gotta
crime.
go solve the crime. Although, fun fact, do you know that these are yellow because Disney made them yellow? Previously, all lifeboats had to be bright orange, but that didn't go with the Disney cruise aesthetic, so they had to do tests and prove that bright yellow would be just as easy to spot in the sea as bright orange. Now anybody can use yellow.
Crime time. Okay, we are headed to floor 6 for our first assignment. On the way, though, we did pass Olaf, some very cool artwork showing a bunch of Disney vehicles, and we passed by the Buena Vista Theater as well, which is currently showing Elemental if you want to get in your feels. Well, we've arrived and got here just in time to see some of the enchanted artwork here. Looks like it's going to be doing some of its enchanted motion again. Now, this is artwork throughout the ship that is enchanted, so it has moving pictures and fun things happen as you observe. Goofy, what are you doing? What are you doing there, pal? Huh. Now, you don't have to be playing the Midship Detective Agency to see the enchanted art. Just keep your eyes peeled for the magic to happen.
Nice.
I wonder if there are any clues here.
Hey, Ross.
It's the rehearsal check-in. These guys were at rehearsal from 1 to 2.
So they couldn't have done it.
Detectives, go ahead and cross curve.
It wasn't Animal. It wasn't Beaker.
Got it? Okay.
And it wasn't
Not the
Chef.
Swedish Chef.
Now that's interesting because Swedish Chef instantly suspicious to me, but he has an alibi, so we carry on. Headed to find our next clue. I love this game because it kind of makes you explore the ship and see things maybe you wouldn't otherwise. Like this beautiful artwork from Alice in Wonderland, featuring possibly the greatest villains in Disney history. They eat those little babies. That's why I don't like oysters to this day. We're not going to film it because it would be weird for us to film a bunch of babies that we don't know. But they're about to do the Jack Jack's Diaper Dash, which is a race for babies. It's very funny if you ever get the chance to watch it. And I love that they attacked Donald with a bunch of Jack Jacks.
All right, so we were told to find Pepe's door, and it's quite literally Pepe's door in the corner here. It's room 5148.5. Now, based on what we saw in the clues, we're supposed to search for someone who is on an excursion. Now, they have an excursion schedule right here. So, deep sea fishing trip, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., beach trip, 10 a.m. to noon, harbor tour, 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. We know that the goods were stolen at 1:47, so it seems like the harbor tour is out.
Statler, Waldorf, Kermit, like it could have ever been.
Yeah, it couldn't have been. Or Dr. Bunsen Honeydew, he's also out. So it looks like we have narrowed down our suspects to people who are on the deep sea fishing trip or on the beach trip. Oh, of course, excluding the folks we've already eliminated, right? But now we know. It means we have New Zealand, Sam Eagle, no, Beauregard, Rizzo,
Rizzo's pretty suspicious.
Bobo, the security guard. Wow, it would be an inside job, perhaps. Maybe Fozzie.
We don't know.
We don't know. Interestingly enough, Pepe has left his phone number for his room here. We should probably call that later. Okay.
Next stop, we were sent to the Muppets call board, and I'm delighted to be presented with another practical clue. It said we had to look for who had a red sequin, and it would be anyone in costume pickoff we can check off as being not the crook. But I wish that all these productions that they're advertising here on the call board were really happening on the ship. But I do think the funniest one is probably Pepe's detective agency. He's crossed off Midship, and it says, "Come visit my detective agency. Help me solve the case, okay? So I can take credit." Alan, if you could see one of these Muppet productions for reals, which one would you like to see?
Going overboard. Or Rolf plays songs in the key of Wolf.
That sounds delightful. I mean, I think it'd be hard to pass up the ABCs with Animal, Beaker, and Chef.
I'm sorry, did we miss Poultry in Motion? This egg-sighting act is definitely for the birds, starring Camilla.
So many good arts. So many good arts.
The art across the ship is just so freaking cute. We are right underneath the Walt Disney Theater, and we have Mickey and Minnie going the red carpet to preview their premiere galloping romance. Adorable.
They're so cute.
Into the flour.
I'm creating. This is what it actually looks like when I cook.
You just destroyed a toaster. You overheated the toaster.
It made toast though. You're welcome.
What? The chef says there's something strange on the handle. It's a clue that was left by the culprit. Some beach sand. Are you sure?
I'm a prawn. I know beach sand, okay?
Beach
Beach
sand.
So they
sand
were
on
at
the
the
ship.
beach.
Detectives, who could this have come from?
Okay, a couple of things. One, if we wanted to get our walking in post Palo, boy have we. Two, we've been asked to go back to the call board. But thankfully, we video everything.
We don't have to go back. The Muppet Art Auction volunteers Bunsen, Honeydew, Sam, Eagle, Camilla, and Rolf.
It's looking more and more like
It is Rolf.
It's Rolf.
It's the answer. Because it was either Fozzie or Rolf. Fozzie
No.
didn't volunteer.
it's Rolf.
That wily guy.
And he was the guy who gave us a clue earlier. He helped us out. I know. I'm also very thankful, Alice. Let's go find that last picture. All right, now listen, for those of us with weak constitutions, maybe look away right now, but for those of us who just want to see something absolutely horrific, what is going on with the Mad Hatter and the Rabbit?
Talk
the March Hare?
about a crime.
Oh, boy.
I mean, Alice is no peach either, but this.
Why are his teeth jagged and sharp? Whew.
Poochie, where were you at 1:47 p.m.?
Doggy paddling in the pool. And then New Zealand came to my room to practice his fish throwing number. I fetched.
Ah, he's telling the truth.
Looks like we can cross off Rolf and New Zealand.
Show now! Show now! Oh, I better get ready.
We can't start the show without my banjo. Detectives, let's search the room of the Muppet you think stole the props.
You know what happened?
What?
We assumed that because Gonzo was innocent, Camilla the chicken was innocent. And you know what assuming does. It makes an alien swirling saucers out of you and me.
It's true.
Lesson learned.
Go on, give it a try.
Oh.
Oh, you found my missing banjo. Thank you. And you figured out who the clever. Don't be too hard on her. Let's ask her why she did it.
Why would she do
Camilla
this?
should be at this location. Detectives, go there now.
Okay, we're on that floor, right?
We're on that, we can do it.
Your mother would never do such a thing. It's true.
Well, it took us long enough.
We are not children, and yet we were bested by a chicken. But I love Midship Detective Agency. I think it is so much fun to get. You don't have to play it all in a row. You can play it throughout your trip. But all that detectiving and all the walking between all the floors and all the stairs.
I'm in need of a spa day. I'm in need of a rainforest room moment. We are, listen.
It's time to luxuriate. It is time to head into the Senses Spa and Salon. This is your full spa, offering anything from massages to acupuncture. They've got beauty services as well. They've got a fitness center, a juice bar. This is an adult-only space, and we are headed for what I think is the most luxuriating part of a Disney cruise, and that is the Rainforest Room. The Rainforest Room is a special part of Senses Spa that has things like whirlpools, heated tile chairs, saunas, showers, and it is just like relaxation to the max. Now, we purchased a Rainforest Room pass that's good for the entire cruise for $99 prior to boarding. They do sometimes offer day of Rainforest Room access for $39 on the Dream. That is first come, first serve. It's only available on port days, and it is not guaranteed. So if you want to definitely do the Rainforest Room, recommend purchasing it in advance, and I can't wait to get on one of those tile chairs.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? Oh.
It relaxes me.
Mm-hmm.
Now this, if that room was Florida in June, this room is Florida in August. It's like walking into soup. Yoga in the steam room. Ultimate in luxuriation. Florida. The first one is Florida in June. That one's Florida in July. This one's Florida in August. Now we're in Chowder. Also, I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to say it. No one else is in here with us. We're going to respect the privacy of everyone else if they were in the steam room or in the space. Which is another reason to do it, because no one's in here. I'm so relaxed.
I think we need coffee.
Yeah, I've gone too far down.
We gotta come back up.
Get back up.
Yeah. Cove Cafe is a coffee bar and bar located in the adult section on the Disney Dream and the other Disney cruise ships. It also has a selection of pastries and things of that nature to pick up. Now, there are other coffee bars across the ship that do offer coffees for additional purchase, but I don't know. The Cove Bar is my personal favorite just because of the selection and the theming. Look at Walt. We also have him here on the EP Ripley, which is a locomotive in Disneyland. Coffee has been acquired. I picked up some cold brew, which we asked the bartenders how long it takes for the cold brew to be made in their fancy drip cold brew machine, and it takes about 8 to 10 hours. They do it overnight, and that's what makes it strong. And I really enjoy it. And what did you get?
I got a latte, and I asked the cast member to make some magic on it, and he put Belle on it. I let him pick, but one of my favorite things is that you can get magic art on any drink with foam, and they have a lot of different characters or like special ones for which ship you're on. And I can't be certain, but I'm 100% sure that it tastes better when there's a character on it. Now, we should note that the coffees, like lattes, cappuccinos, and obviously anything alcoholic, is an upcharge. There is a coffee card you can get, though, where if you buy 5 coffees over your trip at any of the specialty coffee shops, you can get one free. Pretty sure we'll have no problem doing that. However, I wanted to point out that the pastries, like the Rice Krispie treats and cinnamon rolls and things, those are included. So make sure if you're in the adult section, pop in and get yourself a little sweet treat. Now we've made our way down to the beautiful atrium because we got to say hello to some of our favorite friends who are coming to visit this time of day.
Oh, you love, I know, I need to put your face on. Mira, Daisy, bye-bye, Daisy.
You, Daisy, I just always love your fish. Always dressed to impress, accessorized, mascara.
Well, we met the most fabulous Miss Daisy.
She always looks so cute. I love her shoes. I love her skirt. I love that she does not wear pants, but she does have a bow. She's just the best. And now we are gonna go back and get judged to kick off the late afternoon evening activities. So give us a second. Ready.
Ta-da, all changed. Okay, so tonight's show is Beauty and the Beast, and that is a retelling on stage of the live-action movie. And we can't film in the shows, so we're gonna take you on a little bit of a different journey this evening.
Yes, we've seen the show before. It is quite lovely. Not gonna lie to you, not my favorite, just because I prefer the ones with a bunch of characters. But we thought it'd be fun tonight to do a little bar crawl before dinner at the District.
Yeah.
So the District is the adult area on this ship, and it's got several different lounges, all with different themes. Some of them even have happy hour. So let's go. And I hear live music too. The District is the kind of club section, not really club, on the Disney Dream, and it's got a variety of differently themed lounges. You've got Pink, which is a champagne and wine lounge. You've got Pub 687, which is a pub. You've got the District, which we're walking into now, which has live music a lot of the times. You've got Skyline, which transports you to other cities around the world. And you've got Evolution, which is the dance club.
Our first stop on our pub crawl was the District Lounge, where we were graced by the dulcet tones of the violinist who is playing. Here's some wonderful pop hits, but let's talk beverages. Both Molly and I picked up the District, which is a special here inspired by the Prohibition era. And because it's prepared in secret, it is the mixologist's choice. Let's give it a shot. All right. Oh, wow, that's good. So it's very clearly whiskey. A little bit of something fruity and caramelly in there. Almost like a banana flavor. Not too sweet, but there is still some sweetness. Wow, that's good. Oh my gosh. Kirk did a great job.
Next stop on our bar crawl, Pub 687, which is an upscale sports bar style club that has a ton of different beers on tap. They've also got some a la carte food that you can pick up, think pub favorites, and right now they're having happy hour. This pub is themed to building a ship, so you're gonna see schematics and pictures of the dream being built around. But back to happy hour. I don't think people realize that Disney Cruise Line has happy hour, but they do. At a lot of the different bars, they'll usually have them around 6, and then sometimes they have late night happy hour around 9. On this ship, I have seen it listed at the Cove upstairs. You've got it at the pub, you've got it at Pink, a couple of the other bars, and you get 30% off beers, wine, cocktail, etc., which is awesome.
Concur. That is awesome.
Cheaper alcohol, we love it. Which, by the way, drinks are not as expensive on a Disney cruise as they are in Walt Disney World. An average beer will run you about $7. A cocktail will run you maybe $10, probably a little bit less. Which in Disney parks, a beer will run you like $12 to $14 probably, and a cocktail will be around $15 or higher. For my beer, I grabbed a 687 IPA, which is an IPA made especially for this bar, and that means I'm legally required to drink it because I love when craft beers are made for one location. This is a pretty good IPA, nothing too exciting, pretty standard hoppiness on the back end. I do prefer a fruity IPA or a hazy IPA, but if you want to try an IPA or a cool exclusive beer, it's not bad. Also, fun fact, 687 was the yard number assigned to the Disney Dream, which is why this beer and the pub are called that.
And for me, I picked up the Torpedo Extra IPA. This is a very standard IPA, a lot of notes of pine, and then some citrus and some tropical fruits on the back end. Just a nice sipping beer. I think what's great about this bar is that they have dozens of beer on tap, so it's very easy to find something that you would like.
Taking a look at the food menu. Now note, this is all an add-on cost. This is not included with your cruise pricing, but you've got wings with a variety of sauces, trio dips and chips, loaded tater tots, sliders, basically kind of classic bar food. We opted for some of the wings in Hades Hot, which the servers did warn us about, as well as the beef burger sliders, because when you're on a bar crawl, eating is important. Now those wings, not really hot at all. I would maybe not even compare them to a medium. Maybe we just eat too much hot stuff, but I thought they were actually pretty good wings. They're not the biggest chicken wings I've ever had, but they were sauced well. I liked the dipping sauce they came with, which was like a citrusy ranch situation. And I am someone who loves wings, so I would definitely get these again. And I'm always pleasantly surprised by the wings on Disney Cruise Line.
Now, the 3 beef burger sliders came with a slaw, crisp shallots, and a bourbon mayonnaise. And these were a pretty standard slider that you would find in a pub. The burger was well cooked, the slaw was nice and crisp to offset the fattiness of the meat, and I gotta say, the bourbon mayonnaise was a delightful surprise. Do I wish this wasn't an additional cost? Yes, but this is better than average bar food that I was happy to have.
And next up, we are headed to the Skyline Lounge. Now, this is a very unique spot that has rotating backdrops for a number of different cities, from Rio to New York and Hong Kong. And for each of those cities, they have a number of specialty beverages. For example, at Rio, you're going to pick up something like a caipirinha, and for New York, a Manhattan. They also have a bourbon cart.
We're in Hong Kong.
Now back to that bourbon bar. You probably know that both Alan and I are big fans of old fashions, so we were delighted to see that they were doing infused old fashions with the bourbon bar. Basically, you get to choose your bourbon from a wide selection of ryes, classic bourbons. They had some scotches and whiskeys in there as well. And then they pour it into this science experiment contraption that has a bunch of flavors in it already. It had orange, it had cinnamon, it had coffee beans, and then the bourbon mixes through it, drips through that and into your glass. And if that wasn't enough, they then smoke that old-fashioned, and boy, this was a delicious cocktail. I went for a Woodford Reserve because I like a classic bourbon old-fashioned. It was smoky, it was slightly sweet. You could taste a little bit of that orange zest from the infusion. If you're an old-fashioned drinker, this is a must.
And I had my, you guessed it, old-fashioned made with a Whistlepig 10-year rye. It was spicy, really complementing the cinnamon that it was infused with, and then smoked with the coffee smoke. This was just an incredible old-fashioned. Spoiler alert, this was my favorite cocktail for the rest of the trip.
Wow, that was definitely the best cocktail I've had aboard the ship so far. And now we could head to Pink, which is the champagne bar, and they do have delightful champagne cocktails, but we are actually taking our old fashions over to Evolution. This is the dance club. They do silent disco here, and right now they're doing trivia. Trivia is a tried and true Disney cruise staple. They do 10, 15, 20 plus different trivias a day. Now, most of them have to do with different Disney categories. So it might be Disney parks, Disney food, Disney music, but some of them have to do with other things. We have come into Evolution for 80s music trivia, which is definitely not our forte, but I think it'll be fun. So why not?
That's all you get. Alright, starting off easy. We love this song here at Disney Cruise Line. Oh yes, we do. Miley Cyrus covered this song. This is a good one to finish this trivia on. Because you know what? It's a good song. The different reactions, the oh gosh. Yes, indeed.
Well,
We got 24 points. That's pretty good.
below average,
It was 40 possible points, but we did better than I thought we would.
which is still terrible.
Yeah. Maybe we should stick to Disney-related trivia. But
That seems to be our niche.
That's our niche, but trivia's fun. I love trivia on the cruise ships. It's a good time. And now it's time for dinner at Animator's Palette. Animator's Palette is a Disney Cruise Line staple with various iterations depending on which ship you're on, but it celebrates animation, Disney or Pixar. Aboard the Dream, it's going to celebrate Pixar animation, and actually Crush is going to come join your meal, similar to Turtle Talk with Crush. Now, there's one thing I love about this meal, and no, it's not Crush. It's the black truffle persets. But as always on Disney Cruise Line, we are not going to film while we're actually eating. We'll take notes and finish VO later just to be courteous to the other guests at our table, and we'll see you after. Coming into Animator's Palette, I always love looking at the decorations. This one's filled with Pixar marquettes. I love, of course, Bruce the Shark and anything from Toy Story. It's also got concept art all over the place, lots of it from Finding Nemo since that's the theme here. And then I also love the details of things like the knife that spreads the butter or the giant paintbrushes that serve as columns throughout the restaurant. Also, they had a bunch of books on sharks, so it kind of looked like my childhood bedroom in there. Throughout your meal, the screens are going to fade away and it's going to turn into basically Turtle Talk, with Crush and other characters from Finding Nemo swimming by and Crush possibly stopping by your table to say hello.
The Animator's Palette menu has a couple of specialty cocktails, both alcoholic and non, for you to enjoy should you so desire. The appetizers are made up of things like sliced Serrano ham and the tomato tart. They have a variety of soups and salads, including beer cheese soup. And then as you get to your main courses, you have things like the grilled tuna steak or herb-crusted pork chop. They also have some standard lighter options, as well as some vegetarian offerings as well, like the black bean chipotle cakes. We started with the bread service, which is garlic and herb focaccia, served with a roasted garlic dip. This is very garlicky and tasty. Can't go wrong with that. I started my meal with the tomato tart with glazed goat cheese and shaved radish. This is like a little mini tomato pie for any folks from the South who grew up with that. It's delicate, light. The puff pastry on the bottom was very crispy and flaky. I don't know, this just hits a really nostalgic button for me, so I really enjoyed this meal.
Surprise, surprise, I ordered the black truffle pasta persets, one of my favorite foods aboard Disney Cruise Line. And I told our fabulous server Win this, and he surprised me with 2 plates of them because he is a king. Now, these are little pasta purses filled with truffle-scented cheese and coated in a champagne sauce, and they are delectable. Imagine delicious ravioli, but with a truffle cream. Oh my goodness, I could literally eat multiple plates full of these, and I did.
Dude, what's your name?
Molly?
Oh, well, hello, mighty Molly, dude! Molly, dude.
Yeah.
Who are you cruising with tonight?
My husband?
Oh, hello, husband.
Hello, Crush.
I want you to take Molly's fins in yours and say, I love you, Molly. I love you, Molly. That was totally awesome! That is exactly how you speak well, Alan.
I love you, Alan.
Oh, dude, that was awesome. Dude, put your fists together for Molly and Alan, dude. Dude, that was so awesome.
For my main course, I picked up the panette bolognese. This is panette pasta, mixed with a rich bolognese sauce and garnished with shaved Parmigiano Reggiano and toasted garlic ciabatta on top. This was okay. It was a pretty generic pasta dish. I like the fact that I had a little bit of garlic bread to go with it, but ultimately this dish is a take it or leave it for me. The pasta was cooked well, the pasta sauce was fine, but ultimately it was nothing exciting. I do think that this would be a hit for some of your pickier eaters in your party.
And I went with our server's suggestion of the lemon thyme marinated all-natural chicken breast, which is served with sour cream mashed potatoes, roasted root vegetables, and a grain mustard jus. This was a pretty good chicken. I'm not one that normally orders chicken in a restaurant because we eat it a lot at home, but it was cooked well, it wasn't dry, and I was a big fan of the sour cream mashed potatoes. I liked the mustard jus on there as well for a little acidity. Again, nothing super exciting or super unusual, but cooked well. Just nothing compares to the truffle persets, which are the real highlight of this meal for me. Moving on to dessert, of course, they've got specialty drinks and coffees if you'd like to add those on, and a variety of desserts. Their signature dessert here is a lemon icebox pie. They've also got a crunchy walnut cake, apple crumble rice pudding, and a deconstructed no sugar added carrot cake, which I've had on other cruise ships, and it tastes like there's no sugar added.
And after a day of prolonged eating, Molly and I decided to share this dessert, and that was the chocolate fudge cheesecake, which is creamy vanilla cheesecake with a chocolate fudge base. Boy, am I glad we decided to share this because it was incredibly dense and very rich. The cheesecake was pretty tasty. The one thing that I will say is that the chocolate fudge base was a little dry, but ultimately a nice way to finish this meal.
Just wrap our meal at Animator's palate. Listen, the food is fine. It's not the best on the ship, but what you're there for is the experience.
And by experience, we mean the black truffle persets.
Yep, that's what I meant. Not animated, crush, swimming around, chatting, forcing us to do semi-embarrassing things in front of the entire restaurant.
Listen, I do like Crush, and I love the under-the-sea creatures, and it was really fun to talk to Crush this time. I personally prefer the version of Animator's palette that's on the Magic. That is the animation coming to life with Mickey, but this one's really cute. It's fun. I love all the Pixar animation marquettes and different sketchbooks and concept art around. It's a quintessential Disney Cruise Line experience.
Sure. But with that, I mean, now we're heading into the evening.
Yeah, it's time to go listen to some more live music at the District.
Okay, well, we saw some great live music from Nasim Sadiq.
He was crushing some R&B tunes. Also, we should note that in the District area, the adult area, they put out little snicky snacks every night around 10:45. They have like some pigs in a blanket and some sweet treats, some other little appetizer type things. So if you're down partying in the District, which is open till 2 a.m.
Yeah, don't know for how long that will be. We talked to some of the cast members there, and they said it might be a test to see if the nightclub vibe extends in the District Lounge for that period of time. But for now, at least, until 2 a.m.
I'm shocked by this because there's only one bar in the Wish that stays open till 1 a.m. Most bars on Disney cruise ships close at midnight. So
you know what? Your mileage may vary, but for us right now, it's until 2 a.m.
For the record, it is not even close to 2 a.m.
No, We are old and going to bed far before that.
Which is weird, because normally at home we go to bed like 4 a.m.
You know what? On cruise ships, our degenerate lifestyle is sort of tapered a bit.
Right, because we gotta get up early
That's true.
to enjoy the festivities.
Absolutely. So that does bring us to an end of day 2 here on the Disney Dream.
What was your favorite thing today?
Oh gosh, that's so hard. You know what? I'm going to say Midship Detective Agency.
Oh, great choice.
It was just so much fun. Also, like, and I know that's crazy. We had Palo. That might be your favorite thing. But after Palo, the ability to, like, walk around the entire ship, get to see so many different spots. I know that they say you won't go to every portrait, but goodness, did we actually go to every portrait?
We messed up the case.
You know what, Molly? I'm not going to say if we did or didn't. I am going to say that we did see every portrait, though, and that was fun. What about you?
Yeah, I loved our little bar crawl before seeing official dinner. I loved our embarrassing moment with Crush at Animator's Palette, but yeah, it's Palo Brunch. It's my favorite restaurant probably on planet Earth, and it never fails.
It's just so tasty. But friends, tomorrow is another day on the Disney Dream. Until then, please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you are new, follow us on all of our socials, and if you want to join with the MamFam in the conversation about this or any of our other videos, please be sure to join us on Discord. Links for all that are down below.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it's been so magical. Let's go see what towel animal we have.
It's right there.
It's a bunny.
It's a rabbit.
It's a bunny.
Bunny rabbit?
What's the difference?
I don't know.
Throw in a hare and I'm all confused.
A bunny rabbit hare.
What did you get to brush your teeth? The cactus.
I don't know.
Porcupine.
A porcupine.